All right. One more second. It says setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. All right. And we're back. All right. We're live. We
Yes.
are live. Let me just check my YouTube app on my iPhone just to make sure. I want everything to be perfect. I want everybody to see your gorgeous face.
Oh, stop.
All right, hold on a second. All right. All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Critical Beauty. Sorry about that delay. Sorry about the technical difficulty. Shit happens sometimes on the internet. So I guess sometimes it's inevitable. But the most important thing is that Kadja Manuel, our special guest, is here with us. Okay. And there's so many questions I wanted to ask you about,
Yes.
first of all, very little few people, very few of my followers know you. Okay. Um, and tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where you came from, your occupation, all that lovely, wonderful things. Now, you pronounce your first name Kaja?
Correct. Kadja. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So sure. I'm just a kid from the Northeast, born and raised in Trenton, New Jersey, which is the capital city of New Jersey. Recently moved to have an apartment in Philly, but I own property in Jersey. I'm also a United States Army veteran, and I served from 2012 to 2019. And after I returned home from service, I thought about other ways to be of service. So then I found myself in the nonprofit sector. I worked for Garden State Equality, which is New Jersey's premier LGBTQ advocacy or equality organization. They're a member of the Equality Federation. Um, and that's when I really got my boots on the ground and became my advocacy work. It's rewarding work. I love, nonprofit work and volunteering, but you do um, get activism fatigue is what I call it. For anybody thinking about going into the nonprofit space, it is rewarding work to be able to lobby for legislation and to fight for those who don't really have a platform to speak for themselves. It's something I've always been passionate about. And then from there, I threw my hat in the ring to get a little bit more civically engaged, and I decided to run for city council in my hometown. While I didn't necessarily get elected, we did force a runoff election. I made it to the runoff and didn't ultimately not getting elected, but I learned a lot from that race. A lot of great things came from that, and then my Governor Phil Murphy ended up appointing me to serve on the Veteran Services Council, which is like the longest running advisory council board in the state of New Jersey, and we basically help, speak for veterans issues and lobby to pass various legislation for veterans to affect us throughout the whole state of New Jersey. But yeah, and now I'm a federal employee. I work for a federal agency, um, and I lead the IT, recruiting, and administrative departments. So my lifelong journey's been a man of service. That's what I like to call myself, a man of service, and I enjoy it very much.
Well, first and foremost, we would like to thank you for your service. And I know
Thanks.
it's not very easy to serve, in the military. And I have two older brothers. One went to the Navy, and the second went to the Marines. And
Nice.
I think when I was 17 in high school, I never told my mother. Uh, I think it was during my rebellious stage. I went to a Marine recruiting center, and then I was like, I didn't know anything about it. Oh, this looks interesting. Oh, you guys are paying me to serve? Okay, I can do that. You're paying for my education. I was just so naive, okay? And then I signed up the stuff, and then when I got home, I told my mother, and she was flabbergasted. What? Do you want to be one of those guys that we're going to send to directly to kill the enemies? No, we already have Angelo, my second brother, okay? He'll do that, not you, because usually, being coming from a Filipino tradition, Filipino Catholic, if there are three boys, the youngest boy, me, should be a priest. So the first one should be a
Oh,
doctor, the second
wow.
one should be a lawyer, and the third one should be a priest. Okay. I almost became a priest because I was involved in a lot of various, Christian, churches services and whatnot. But it wasn't my calling. But for you, obviously, it was your calling to serve your country. And how long were you? How long did you serve?
Oh, well, thank you. Just before I answer that, we have a shared some synergy there. I literally one day, I just got tired of working at the mall and trying to make it to classes and stuff. And I went to recruiting's office. They didn't have to sell me. I was ready to go. Your boy was like, "Get me out of here now." So I have shared a similar story. I just went in, and my parents didn't believe it. Then it was like, "Oh, he's shipping off." I was active for 6 years, and then I went 2 years reserve. So yeah, so total of 8.
Did you did you go to other countries during your
I did. My
service?
first my first duty station was in Korea. My headquarters was in Seoul, but I ended up being stationed in Dongducheon, which is like near the DMZ,
Yeah.
the demilitarized zone. So it's like northern. Then I went a little bit more central in Uijeongbu, which is Camp Red Cloud, which is like more centralized. It's about an hour from Seoul or Itaewon, and where the fun happens. But
Did,
yeah, that was my first duty station. Then I
did you
came
ever
back
get to
home for the
meet
States.
did you ever get to meet the North Korean minister, leader?
No, 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 no. Unfortunately, no, I did not.
It was a joke.
Yeah, no.
I don't think not many foreigners, not many foreign leaders have met him, I think. So, but just like, and he's also very weird looking, I think. Something about his haircut that it's like one of those like bowling bowl haircut or something. It's always the same. It never
The fade,
changes.
the
Yeah.
fade. Most of us have it in the military. The fade.
Well, anyway, I know, Kaja, you have a lot of friends, and of course, your family supports you. Now, if they were to describe you in 3 words, what would they say?
Ooh, I think they would say. I know they would say that I'm sincere, um, that I'm kind, and that I am ambitious. I would say ambitious. I'm very ambitious.
Those are three amazing adjectives, three amazing qualities that any representative of a male pageant should have. And I think having served in the army, I would assume that you're used to discipline.
Yes, I know you're disciplined. Good one. Yeah, yes,
So you
yes.
don't have any problems taking orders.
No, no,
Okay. All right.
not at all. I do like discipline. I do like structure. I lead my team that way as well at during my day job. But with that, I do like the flexibility of, for example, if I'm leading and if I'm wrong, I want my team to be able to tell me I'm wrong and be receptive to that feedback as well. And also, if I'm not leading, if I'm just a member of a team, um, while I do follow orders, if I see something isn't within the regulation or should, there's a way to bring that up as well with PAC.
Right. Exactly. It's interesting because people, young men who are usually attracted to male pageants, usually have had some type of military service background. And
Wow.
I noticed that, well, I don't know if you know Christopher Ash, he's representing Mr. Florida. I interviewed
Yes,
him.
I've seen.
I interviewed him last week. Well, he's in his own league. It's like totally very, very different. Okay. He's like his own unusual person. And of course, you are as well, your own unique person. But I think I also find a lot of similarities between you two guys. Not only the fact that you want to represent the United States on the international pageants platform, but you guys are committed to your causes, to your advocacy. Um, what is your advocacy? Do you have a specific platform that you want to promote? Should you win
Yeah.
for American Global?
So thank you for that. Should I win? It was hard for me to pinpoint on one issue just based on, the diversity of my experience and the multiple issues that I represent or advocate for outside of the competition. So my passion project would be a human rights campaign and will highlight multiple different issues, things like food insecurity, childhood education, even women's rights and or health rights, which are all frame under human rights, which is why I said human rights campaign. A group of friends of mine, we are actually talking about it this weekend. We have some volunteer days planned up locally within, I would say, Philadelphia County. So we're looking at the 9th. We're going to go to one of the hospitals affiliated with CHOP and try to serve lunch to children who just received, transplants. We're also going to look at going to the Philadelphia house to do some stuff over there with our unhoused neighbors as well and try to help them out. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. I think it's, I mean, I think in a way, I feel blessed. I'm sure you would agree that we feel blessed living in a beautiful country, this land of opportunities, land of the home and the brave. And the fact that we're so blessed, we're also given the opportunity to give back to the community that supported us, while we were struggling ourselves and whatnot. So I think it's a wonderful feeling that isn't it nice though to be able to help people?
It is. It is. It feels good, but also I feel like I have a responsibility, coming from an underserved community. I know firsthand what it's like. I'm the oldest of total 14 kids. It's a blended
Oh
family.
my, 14? Oh
Yes.
my
And
God.
I'm the oldest. But that alone comes with a lot of responsibility. So even before joining the army, I sort of felt like firstborn children. Nothing against second, third, or the middle children, but I think we have certain leadership qualities and a certain responsibility that's already like innate in us.
Mhm.
But being able to be in a position to where, I can help and I have the time and the resources to, I feel like, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Someone's got to do it. And if you're the one, then you're the one. It's a duty.
Mhm. That's wonderful. Well, your parents must be very proud of you. I mean,
Thanks.
your siblings are probably be very proud of you. Well, they look up to you because being the oldest, it's not very easy to be the oldest child. I'm glad that I'm not the oldest, but
Yeah.
I think it's a double-edged sword because I remember, again, if you're Asian, uh, the eldest brother or the eldest sibling should always get the most utmost respect, even though my oldest brother Michael was never like that. He was never authoritarian in whatsoever. I mean, he was very tolerant of me being gay and whatnot, so which is cool. But I think in some Asian cultures, you always have to listen to the oldest sibling because they know better than you. But in your case, you're not like that. You don't tell your younger siblings, behave like this, don't do this, don't do that. Do you?
Well, the younger ones. So
Clean up your room. Clean
the
up your
youngest
room.
ones are 15, and one of my younger brothers who stays with me, he's diagnosed with autism. So he is of age, but he's still socially in his teenage formative years. So sometimes I do have to be the reinforcement for my mother. My father passed away 3 years ago. It'll actually be 3 years ago on August 22nd. So, but um, yeah, I have to be a reinforcer for my mother sometimes, but I like it. I enjoy it. I pay my dues. I pay my dues.
Well, I can
Clean
just
the
imagine like
kitchen.
what happens like doing family gatherings like Thanksgiving, well, Christmas, for instance. Do you like buy them presents, all 13 of them, siblings?
Well, for those who have kids, their children get the presents. If you
Or
have kids,
just give them cash. It's
yeah,
easier.
yeah, and I think I'm pretty close to all of them, pretty much. But yeah, if they have children, the kids get the presents. But I love celebrating birthdays, holidays. I'm pretty festive. My partner's festive. My mom is festive. So yeah, family time is really big for me. I love family time.
That's wonderful. Family is everything. I'm telling you. All right. Now,
Yeah.
Kaja, we all have ways to have fun. What do you like to do for fun? Tell us.
Okay, good question. Um, I like to honestly, I'm always down for an adventure. I'm a Gemini, so um, we,
Gemini!
yeah, I'm a little
Bipolar.
spontaneous. Yeah, well, I'm a little spontaneous at the right time, but I do like hiking, love sleeping, and I love going to the movies. I love going to the movies. So like movie time with family and friends, adventures like hikes. I think last month or the month before, I went to Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, which was an experience. I, of course, having a military background, excuse me, I had hiked and ruck march, but I'd never hiked anything that long. And I was like, man, are we there yet? Then when we got there, I looked over. I was like, all right, ready to go. My friends and family are sitting on the edge taking photos, and I'm like, I like calculated risks, but I don't put myself.
In
Then there's a
danger.
line. Like sitting on the edge was just too much for me. Like I can't fly, so if I fall, I'm done.
So you're
But I
not
do. I like.
so you wouldn't try like jumping out of the plane, like skydiving, would you?
No, and a lot of my friends who serve are airborne. I wasn't airborne, so they actually jump out of, they train, they have to jump out of planes, I think minimum once a month. Me, no. I've zip lined before. Skydiving, I'll never say never. I'll say that. Never
Right.
say never.
Have you
If the
tried bungee
situation was
jumping?
right. I
Have you
did.
tried? You
No,
have.
not bungee jumping, zip lining. I zip lined. Forgive
Okay.
me, I zip lined. Yes.
How was it? Was it scary?
It was awesome. I mean, I went down to Fort Bragg to see some friends that are in the Fayetteville area, down North
Uh-huh.
Carolina. And I'll say this, once you start, you can't stop. You must finish the track. So halfway through, I'm just like, man, did I make a mistake? But I came out on the other end. I survived. And it was an experience I won't forget. So it was worth it.
Will you ever do it again?
I would, because I feel like I conquered. Now I feel like I got my armors on. I'm like, I got this.
Exactly. See, that's all about. See, I always believe that if you're afraid of something, if you have any phobias, the best way to do about it is just confront your fears, period. Simple as
I
that.
agree. I agree.
I mean, for
I
for many
agree.
years, I had a fear of flying because I remember one incident flying back from San Francisco to Boston like years ago. The plane, it was a turbulence, and the plane just dropped like 100 feet. And I thought the plane was going to crash.
Oh,
Okay. So I stopped flying for about 10 years because I got so traumatized. I guess.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
then,
no, I can relate to that.
you know what I mean? But then I finally get over it because I cannot live the rest of my life like fearing, flying. I need some help. I need some help. So I
Yeah.
went to see a therapist, and then she told me, listen, what you need to do, Rafa, is bring anything with you on the plane that gives you a lot of comfort, like good music, like a headphone,
Hmm.
a good book to read, just to let your mind away from all these horrible images in your mind. And not only that, but I saw videos about planes explaining the mechanical and the technical aspect of flying and explains every noise. Why is that noise happening? What is the technical reason for that noise? And once I knew all of that stuff, my fear got away. And I became a jet setter.
See? Yeah, see? Oh,
You
see,
know,
you overcame your fears and now look, now you can't stop.
exactly. But of course, there are certain airlines with bad, horrible flying records that would never fly. Okay.
Yeah.
So you still have to be very cautious. All right. Now, here's a good one. Kaja, what do most people think about you is false, but it's actually true?
Ooh, that's a good one. What people think about me is false, but actually is
I know it's a hard
true.
question. Remember, they
I
might
almost
ask you,
answered it
they might ask you
backwards.
that question with the national competition. So hey,
Yeah. Good practice.
yeah.
I would I would think probably that I'm as kind and approachable as I am, just based on, military man. And I feel like at work, I'm always taken serious so much that sometimes folks may be afraid to approach me to ask me a question, both at work and not at work, or even to ask for help, both at work and not at work. But really, I'd like to think I'm approachable. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm approachable, I'm kind, and if I can help in any way, which may mean deferring you to someone else who has the proper resources to help you. But I'm always there to help. But I think just because my life is go, 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 and it's always typically serious in nature, folks may be a little apprehensive or um, not sure if they can come up to me and approach me and ask me either random questions and or for help. but I'm always
That's
here to help.
interesting. But yeah, what you said actually ties up to my next question. Let's say if a potential employer would look into your social media account, what kind of person would they find just looking at your images and videos on your Instagram?
I, you know what? I had an employer who actually recently looked at my Instagram and they were like, wow, because I separate the two. I separate my day job from my political work and my advocacy. I have to. We're governed by the Hatch Act. But one, I know that like another employer would they would be surprised to find that I lead such a serious, advocacy filled life outside of work. Even though my day job is in federal service, it's completely different than, being on the front lines trying to call senators and write emails or knocking on doors to your neighbors and hearing what their concerns are that matter to them. Um, yeah, I think they would be surprised in that way. At work, you know, I'm very talkative and outgoing. I lead the administrative and recruiting department, so I have to be a people person. I love people. But
Yeah.
outside, while I'm still a people person, it's more serious in nature. It's like, let's get to the point. Let's get this past the goal line, you know.
Do you do you sometimes feel that, with your amazing background and of course incredible good looks, do you feel like you are intimidating people to people, to some people? That they find it very hard to approach you because of your gorgeousness or your
I
background?
don't know. Oh, stop. I don't know if it could be a culmination of things. I'd be lying to say, oh no, it's not because I look one way or another. I think it could be a culmination of um, how I present and how I carry myself. Sometimes, um, yeah, I think it could be my serious nature. But if I catch someone looking, they want to speak, I'll wait first. I'm that person. I'll break the ice. I believe in breaking the ice. Even with, some competitors, I reached out to, if I saw someone was a vet, I reached out. So there's a few of us who are actually talking now before we actually meet, before we go, chatting like,
Are
hey,
you like in a
I,
WhatsApp group?
well, not yet. We're not in a whole group yet.
Um,
I actually thought about creating a whole group of us, but there's a few that I reached out to, and one's like, "Well, I told him if you help me with pull-ups, I'll help you with your public speaking." You know, create
yes.
breaking that ice. But I think it's all about breaking the ice.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So do you see yourself sometimes as a life coach in a way?
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is,
It's a lot of
well,
responsibility. I think,
you have 13 siblings, remember? That's a huge responsibility.
yeah, it's a lot. Probably, in one way or another, I was probably thrusted into that based on like my life's journey, and one way or another, either to certain friends or to certain family members, I might take on that position. So yes,
All
I never
right.
looked at it like that. That was enlightening.
Well, every day is a revelation day.
Yeah,
You learn something about yourself, right?
right.
Now, how do you relax after a hard day at work?
Food. No, no. After a hard day of work, I do like to go home, and decompress. If I'm driving that day, I'll put music on in the car. If I'm on the train, I'll listen to music in my AirPods. And then once I get home, do a nice stretch. Then I go to the gym. I need to go to the gym to decompress, um, and listen to music, of course. And then, of course, there's always food. I love food. Love food. Um, Eat and then sleep. I love sleep as well. So it's music, food, and sleep.
All
Everybody
essentials
needs
of
it.
life. We all have to eat. We all have to sing. Even if we can't sing, we all have to dance. Even if we can't dance, just live your life. Don't care about what other
Yeah,
people think.
that's
Because
what
life
it's
is too
about.
short, right? Go. Now, here's a good one. What is a challenge that you would never want to face?
Hmm, that's a really good question. A challenge that I never want to face. I guess a challenge that I never want to face would, I guess, being able to not live out one of my life's goals. I love challenges. I'm an avid planner and writer. So if I, for example, if I write a goal down, um, being able not to do it and it's sitting on my bucket list, uh, it would be disappointing to me. I like to just, if I have an idea, I like to accomplish it. put times next to it, a 5-year goal or X year goal. Sometimes we tweak it a little bit, you have to adjust timelines. But I'm a firm believer in doing anything you put your mind to, writing it down. You're speaking to a kid who grew up dirt poor, grew up poor. I would say lower middle class towards the middle of my childhood through high school. But, I come from humble beginnings, and who I would have never thought that I would make it in the army, yet alone through basic training or as long as I did. I would have never thought I would have ran for city council and put my name on a ballot, or even, representing the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania or being in a national competition, competing to represent the USA. So I think, if you write everything down, I write it down with a purpose, with a timeline to accomplish it. And I think that would be like the one thing that I would probably beat myself up over. If I wrote something down with a timeline and didn't even make actionable steps to complete it.
To me, that is a mark of a very disciplined person, especially if you have like you're very good at time management, I would assume.
Yes, have to be.
Right.
Yes.
So time
Yes.
management, and you don't like procrastinating. You have to do what you've started. You have to finish what you've started.
Yes. I don't like procrastinating, but I'm going to tell the truth. There's something about working fast paced, that's that environment. And sometimes if I've been guilty of procrastination, and I think it comes from the thrill of, ooh, showtime. But it's a habit I had to get myself out of, and for the sake of time management. But yes.
Good. Now, here's a deep question. Kadja, what do you think is your purpose in life?
That's a really good question. I think my purpose in life is to teach. And by that, I don't mean to be a teacher in the classroom, but I think every facet of my life is, I would say, both to teach and to be a student of whatever life throws at you. Um, and sometimes that can be teaching someone in a rural area that, hey, not all immigrants are bad, or immigrants aren't bad at all, or teaching someone who comes from a separate area, well, I don't think that two people of the same sex should marry. Well, this is why there's X amount of rights that aren't afforded to people whose marriage isn't defined by as a marriage. Or also in terms of being a student, I think, it's important for me to be receptive as well. I don't know everything. I'm in my early 30s. I'm still learning. I need to be receptive as well to constructive criticism, to, even things that I thought may be right that aren't right, I'm learning as well. So I think being a lifelong teacher in some ways, but also a lifelong student.
That is a beautiful, remarkable purpose. I think, people we tend to, especially, when I think of young people these days who have no sense of direction or structure, they could use people like you to guide them. I'm sure you're doing that with your siblings right now, but I think,
Yes, yes.
I mean, sometimes with success, sometimes without success.
Right.
Because teenagers tend to rebel, right? You rebelled when you
Yes.
were a teenager. Yeah, so it's very, very challenging. But I think that purpose in itself, I think, is beautiful and it's very noble. And I think more people should imitate that purpose, really. Now,
No, thank
people are
you.
watching us. I want to read some of the comments here. One comment from our good friend Jonathan. Jonathan, hi. He says he is such a down-to-earth fellow. Hopefully, he will win the national title. That's what Jonathan says.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers
Even if
crossed.
that's my goal, but even if I don't, I think I'm so fortunate and grateful to the platform. I think, after this competition, so many more things can go great can happen from it, whether I win the national title or not. But that's my goal. But if not, there's other titles to win along the way,
That's
other
great.
accolades and positions.
Can you ask him what he hopes to gain from having entered this competition? Good question.
Oh,
What do you want to
I
gain? What do you want to gain, Kaja?
that's
Money,
a great question.
fame, and
No,
fortune?
no, no. No, I don't want fame, but I do want success. I don't want fame though. Fame comes with a lot of responsibility.
Right,
I
right,
don't
yeah.
think people realize how much comes with that. But I would like to do already what I think we're in the infancy stages of doing, creating a brotherhood with the national brand of the organization and
Good.
people in other states that who also have different passion projects, but maybe we can make appearances together on behalf of the organization or find a common cause throughout the year, something that most of us can show up and support and represent the national organization. You know, Pennsylvania and you know Missouri or Boston or excuse me Massachusetts. We're all showing up at one to support one cause. I think I would like that. In the end, like if I could like recap, you know, 12 months from today after, you know, being sashed and everything else, I think I would like for most of us to come together for one common cause, despite having our separate passion projects. I think that would be awesome.
Exactly. I think that's a great answer because, I think one of the best things about, competing in a pageant is that you meet people from all walks of life from different backgrounds. And then it also gives you the opportunity to build bridges, so to speak. Try to just break down all the barriers that exist between humans,
Right.
between different cultures. When I see Miss Universe or Miss Grand International or other pageants, I mean, the girls are enjoying themselves. But you know what? There's
Yeah.
one distinct difference between female pageants and male pageants. Male pageants tend to be more focused on creating real fraternity or brotherhood. I'm sorry, but I cannot say the same thing with with female pageants. Unfortunately,
Well,
okay.
that's good for
I,
us.
I'm
That's
sorry,
good
but
for us.
some girls go to compete not to make friends, but just to win, which is good.
Yeah.
But again, what if you lose? Then you end up not having any friends because you've lost, right?
Right. Right.
You just ignore the other girls. So yeah, but usually that is one feature that I like about male pageants is because they bond together so much and they create long-lasting friendships. Good.
Yes. Yes.
Here's a good one. Kaja, if there were no rules in your life just for one day, 24 hours, and you could be totally, totally silly, wild, and outrageous, what would you do? No rules
Ooh,
for 24
no
days, for
rules.
24 hours.
Good question. I don't know. I'd like to, you know, probably peep up. Am I invisible or visible?
Visible, visible, visible. You have to be
Okay.
visible.
If there were no rules, I mean, I still would like to go to Capitol Hill and see. I would like to be part of a meeting with a few congressional delegates to see like what's really going on with the budget, what's going on, and I want to be part of the real conversations. I would like to be privy to it. You know, if I could just barge in unviolently and, and
But
listen and be
it's
part of
it's
those
almost
executive sessions.
it's hard to imagine Congress without rules.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be a challenge for you, though. Maybe they will make an exception.
Oh no, well, if there were no, yeah, right. Good one. Good
You know what I
point. Good
mean?
point.
So,
Good
okay.
point.
But we'll
Yeah.
see. But the Congress is a zoo anyway.
Yeah.
Everybody's just doing their own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's difficult. I think it's always difficult position to be in because each person is representing their own state.
Right.
So, you know, X state may want their representative to vote this way. It may not be in the best interest of the whole country. It's always a challenge.
Mhm.
It's always a challenge. I can see
It is.
the many challenges. You know, each person's there to represent their own community. And
Right.
sometimes, you know, it's not what's best for the most people.
Or for the rest of the country. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, we all have habits. Kaja, what is the strangest habit that you have that probably annoys your family or your partner? Do you snore loud?
No, I don't snore
Is your
sometimes.
partner with
But no,
you?
it would
Are you looking at your partner as we speak?
no. I'm in my office. But
Okay.
I it might be honestly trying to stick to a plan. If I have a plan with a group of friends to go to a theme park at this time, if I'm traveling the furthest, there's no reason why I'm waiting for people who live nearby where I'm going. But so I am an avid. I like to be on a schedule. I like to be on a schedule.
All right. Well,
So
that's a lot of people would think wouldn't think that is a bad habit. People would think it's a good habit though. It's not a strange habit for a lot of people,
it
right?
can be,
Can be for some.
especially if, yes, it can be. I nitpick a little bit if folks are too late. I can do 15 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, and we're all waiting at dinner.
There you
All
go.
right, I'm eating.
Yes, that I would agree. I hate waiting. I hate waiting, people. If it's at 7 o'clock, dinner time, 7 o'clock, I can tolerate like 5 minutes or 5 minutes if you don't give me a phone call, if you don't send me a text message. I start to get really very annoyed. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes. If I don't get any
Or
calls
worried.
from you, bye, girl. Okay.
Or worried. You want them to get there safe. I don't want anybody rushing. Get
I'm
there
telling
safe,
you, like
you know.
time is precious. My time is precious. Your time is precious as well. So come on, let's respect each other's time, okay? That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Now, here's a good one. Kaja, name three things that you would never ever do, even if they paid you $10 million, 20, 30, $40 million.
Ooh, that's a good one. Three things. Hmm. Number one, I know I wouldn't compromise um, my moral integrity, my moral compass, um, which is like a loaded answer because that can mean any on any subject. I don't think there's money or a monetary value you can put on that.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah, I think we're losing you.
someone said, "Hey, I'll give you X amount of money if you vote this way," or it's not worth selling out either your community. Oh no, did you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
Can you hear me?
your image is frozen. Yes, it's
Hey, Rafa,
yeah, it's on
can
and
you
off.
hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah,
Oh no. Oh, I apologize.
no
Just
problem.
for the sake of continued speaking, but yeah, I would say that there. I'll lump it all the three into one. I don't think I know I'm not willing to um, sacrifice my moral integrity on any issue or on any topic.
Okay. All right. So
Am I
yeah,
still frozen?
yeah. So I only heard that. Okay. Are you, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I only heard that you wouldn't compromise your moral integrity. What are the other two ones? I missed them.
I lumped it up into one. I lumped it up into one.
Oh,
So
okay.
instead of three, I gave you one.
Well, that's smart, killing
on
three
on
birds with one stone. I like
on
that.
any issue. It's all encompassing.
Okay. All right. I like that. Now, how do you deal with negative people or haters, Kadja?
Um, Great question. I don't. I sort of, I try not to even feed into it. But there's a difference between a negative person and a hater and constructive feedback. And it took me a while growing up to know the difference. Not everybody who provides feedback is a hater. Sometimes you need the advice. You need someone to say, hey, you know, sharpen up, do this. So that just comes with experience and age. But, if it's negative in the sense of mess when you see it and when you hear it. But I try not to feed into it. Of course, if I see it and it's on my platform, I do read it. It's there, but delete. I think it's important for, not just myself, but anybody who's watching and who will see it. We can't, we're not in charge of what people say to us, but we're only in charge of what we do and then how we react if we choose to react. If someone says something disrespectful to me, I could either engage or not engage. You know, I could either get them out of my space or remove myself from that space and then drive on.
Mhm.
So in this point in my life, I don't even engage.
Good, good. Thank God for blocking, right? And cancel.
Yeah.
I don't need you in my life right now. I feel miserable. Bye, block. Later.
You're funny.
And then they start creating new troll accounts and start trolling you again. Okay, block. Okay, block again. Bye. This is so stupid. So silly.
Right.
Now, what is your biggest pet peeve besides trolls?
I think I touched on it earlier. I think my biggest pet peeve would be possibly
Late people?
inconsiderate people who are just inconsiderate.
Okay.
You know, in terms of time management, in terms of other folks' feelings, in terms of how they communicate or try to get things, try to communicate messages to you or others. Just people who are inconsiderate and very me. I think that's no way to navigate life. The same people you see on the way up, you're going to see on the way down. So,
Right. Okay. That's a good one. Now, we all have people that we look up to or we admire. Can you give me three people that you admire? Not necessarily celebrities, it could be just regular people.
yes, um, I would say my mother, number one, my mom. I love my mom. Um, my mom, she's such a strong woman, so strong. She's one of the most loving, caring people that I know. So, my mom, um, my father, rest in peace. Um, I think now that the 3 years is approaching, there are things that I didn't necessarily understand that he taught us that seem clear now. And then third, I would say I'm going to pair them. I would say my in-laws. My in-laws are also awesome. Awesome, strong people, business-minded, and very loving and caring.
Wonderful. You need all these wonderful, positive, loving people. Okay.
Yes,
Hold on to them forever and ever. Now,
yes.
if you were to come back as a superhero in the next life, who would you want to be and why?
Ooh, a superhero.
Superhero with superpowers.
That is good. Probably, I probably Thor or something.
Thor with
I'm
his
a Marvel.
hammer.
Yes, got
Ooh.
and then only those who are, of great moral conscience can lift the hammer too. So nobody can take it. What's mine? Thor. I like Thor. I like Marvel. I'm a big Marvel fanatic.
Me too. Yeah.
I might go see Superman too, but Marvel's got my heart.
Yeah. Marvel. X-Men. I love X-Men as well. Yeah.
Yes,
I love
yes. Looking forward
superheroes.
to Doomsday.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
Thor. Yeah. I think the bigger the hammer, the bigger the power you have, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, here's an interesting question. What would you do if you were the opposite sex for a month?
Ooh.
Put yourself in a woman's position for a month. What would you do?
Wow, this is a good question. This is a really good question. Hmm. If I happen to wake up and be a woman tomorrow, um, that's a good question. I think what I would do is, and it's like a twofold thing because I feel like it shouldn't be women's responsibility to teach men how to be more receptive and, how to make sure women are getting paid equally. But I think having still have my memories of my formative years prior to waking up female tomorrow, I would try to get as many men on board to get close that pay gap and to promote as many women as possible in elected office and just to really try to create allies, as many allies as possible amongst men because I do realize that as a man there are certain privileges that I even in meetings, you know, you know, I observe, I can see that when I'm speaking, people are listening, and sometimes from our counterpart, folks may not be listening as attentively or. But I think I try to get as many men on board to be fellow advocates and feminists. That's what I would do.
Just tell them, if you're a woman, just tell them, excuse me, I'm speaking, I'm speaking right here. Hello, I'm the one who's speaking. Simple as that.
Right.
You always get their attention. I'm speaking right here. I did not interrupt you, okay? It's my time. Give me some time. It happens all the time in Congress. I'm telling you. People are cutting each other off and everything. Oh no, you're wasting my no, it's my time, it's another time. It's so
Reclaiming
funny.
my time.
Reclaiming my time. Uh, okay, here's a good question from our viewer, John. John, so hi, John. I have a question, Katja. I recently watched another interview of Mr. Florida, Christopher Ashe. Things were very political and uncomfortable. I don't know if you watched the interview that I did with
I
Christopher.
watched some of it. I watched some of it.
Okay.
I
Now,
do.
what are your personal feelings? Yeah. So I just have to comment one thing. That interview was probably my most unique interview that I ever done with any pageant contestants because everything was just spontaneous. Even though I had given Christopher all the questions to ask him, everything came out really very spontaneous. And it was like all over the place and whatnot. I mean, he was very, very convicted. A lot of strong convictions, obviously, with his political beliefs. But I was wondering, I would think that you are in a opposite of the political spectrum as opposed to Christopher, who tends to be like very conservative and whatnot.
I didn't watch the entirety of the interview.
Okay.
Um, I think for Chris and whomever else may have who if they have differences of, other than me on the political spectrum, their convictions are their convictions. But, while I'm representing the organization, I think it's important to draw that line and keep, my personal political beliefs and views um, sort of separate, especially if it's not rooted in advocacy or a common cause or a nonprofit organization. Or my parents always taught me, keep your religion and your politics private. I do the same thing at work, everywhere. Um, but to not beat around the bush, I am more liberal. My life's long journey's been fighting for people, and getting them what they need to live whole, healthy lives, or, at least trying to help them, give them the tools they can to make their lives as beautiful as they can with what they have.
That's wonderful. I think eventually it boils down to having some sort of balance. Um, when I think, the symbol of the United States of America is the American bald eagle. The eagle
Yep.
has the eagle has two wings, left and right. I cannot imagine the eagle flying high with one wing broken. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean, baby? That's how I see
Yeah.
it. That's the way I see it. I know America, I know we're living in a very contentious political atmosphere. But you know what? It is what it is. I mean, you hold on. I think eventually, despite all the differences, political, religious, or whatever, there's so much more common different similarities between us. And I think that's what pageants can contribute because
Yeah.
when you're entering a pageant, nobody's going to ask you about your religion, your politics, your orientation, or whatever.
Right.
They just want to know who you are and how are you going to represent the organization. Simple, plain and
Right.
simple.
And, to your point, you know, serving as Mr. Pennsylvania Global, I'm not just representing Black Pennsylvanians or Democratic Pennsylvanians or, veterans who are Pennsylvanians. It's Pennsylvanians and, any common causes or, nonprofit organizations that are rooted in supporting all communities in Pennsylvania. And if, I'm lucky enough to win the title or a title, then I'll be representing Mr. Global USA and all of USA, not just those who look like me or have a shared or similar shared, experience as me. I think that's important to your point. Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. It's about representing values that are common to all of us Americans, period.
Yep.
John says, Rafa, that is such a interesting, good answer. All right. Yes. Good answer, Kaja, says
Thank
John.
you.
Hi, Harvey. Harvey says, Mabuhay. Mabuhay. All right, moving on. Now, if you could be great in one thing, what would it be and why?
Ooh. If I could be great one thing, it would be singing. I love to sing in the shower. I should sell tickets to my to my shower concerts.
Are you
No,
saying you can't sing?
I can't. I
Oh, you and
can't.
me both.
We can get a little duet going after we wrap.
Yeah, we'll do it in the shower. You were
Yeah.
supposed to do it in the shower.
Yeah, I would. I like music. I love music. But yeah, I guess if I could be great at something, I would like to. That'd be a nice gift to attain.
All right, wonderful. Now, okay, here's a good one. You ran for political office. If you were to run again for political office, what would your slogan be? What would your hashtag
Ooh,
be?
good question. Hmm. It depends. So there was a slogan that another person already used last cycle, and I liked it,
Oh, just steal it.
but I will steal it for the sake of this interview. Connecting council to the community. I feel, and I really like that a lot because there's such a divide between sometimes, local elected offices and the community. And once folks are actually elected, they tend to forget why they're there and who got them there. So connecting the two um,
I
would be
like
a
that.
nice
C
slogan.
triple C, CCC, connecting council to the community. That's wonderful. I like that. All right, let that be your official slogan in your next political run for office. Good one. Good one.
See, thank you. Thank you, Rafa.
Now, here's a good one. What do you bring with you everywhere you go, not including your keys, your cell phone, or your wallet, because everybody does that anyway.
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. Okay, I do bring oh, can I say a piece of jewelry? Is that cheating?
Yeah, sure, fine. A
Oh,
piece
my
of
wedding
jewelry.
ring.
Oh, your
My
wedding,
wedding ring.
your wedding ring? Oh, okay. Of
Yes,
course. Hello.
yes.
Yeah. So you've never taken it off since you got married?
I swapped it out for a different, but no, I go to the gym, everything really. Mostly because sometimes my fingers are swollen, but
Too much salt.
see,
Cut
yep.
down on
Some
salt. Cut
see,
down on salt.
I'm on a diet. I'm on a diet, competition prep.
I like that one. All right. Here's a good one. Kaja, what makes you sad? What
Mm,
makes you sad?
what makes me sad? That's a difficult question to answer. I think I would sad in the sense of I think sad has many variations of sad. Something that makes me sad, but yet grateful. I'll add my little twist on it is I'm grateful to have, the life I have and coming from where I come from and the experiences that I've had. But something that makes me sad about that in the same token is that not everybody who's just as smart as me or just as talented as me, or in some respects, even smarter or even more talented, will have access to the opportunities or the things that I've had. And thinking about that sometimes does make me sad. But that's why I do the work I do. Try to I can't change everything, but if I can change one thing or, impact one life, then I'm satisfied in that way. But I think not just our country, but the world has an access issue sometimes, access to food, in some cases, access to broadband or internet. There's a lot of counties and places throughout the country that still don't have good broadband access, to education. Um, so I'm very fortunate, to have come from where I come from, to have the things that I have. But
Mhm.
knowing that other folks who are even smarter or more talented or even more deserving in some ways, um, knowing they don't have access
Access.
to it or, yeah,
Mhm.
makes me sad.
Okay. Good one. Good one. I like that one. What brings you joy besides your
Food.
siblings?
I say
Your
food.
siblings.
No, family. I love
I mean,
family time, family and friends, a good support system to tell you you're wrong when you're wrong, to champion for you when you're right, and be there to pick you back up when you're wrong and when you fall. Um, I think that all of that brings me joy, even when I don't want to hear it. Hindsight, if I'm wrong and I'm told I'm wrong, I mean, I want to hear it in that moment, but I could always appreciate it on the back end and be receptive of it. Like, you know what? Thank you for that because I needed it. I didn't.
ha-
So,
has your partner ever told you that you were wrong?
yes. And I needed to hear it. I didn't want to hear it, but I needed to hear it. And I was
Good
wrong.
one. That's what a good relationship is all about. You know, you're actually learning from each other, Good.
Right.
Question, comment, let me see. Um, oh, John, thank you, John. Rafa is such a good interviewer. Yes, I am a good interviewer because I bring out the best in people that I interview, okay? No holds barred.
Oh, thanks. No, you are. It feels like we're having a conversation. I'm enjoying
Exactly,
it.
exactly. Uh, Another question from John. Kaja, if you won Mr. Global, Mr. America Global, what would your national costume be? Have you thought about your national
Ooh,
costume should you win?
I, I
Because
now I did. I like to be a lifelong student, so I've been watching all of the pageants. Um, it would. I'd have to put a Pennsylvania swing on it. I'm not sure what it would be, but I think I definitely want, of course, red, white, and blue. But I have to have something on there. Shout out the Eagles. I don't know. I don't know. Might have to have an eagle or something inspired on
yeah,
there or something. Yeah.
anything,
Go
anything,
birds.
anything but a Native American costume.
Yes. No, we're not getting canceled in 2025 or 2026. No. No, no appropriation.
Anything but like a Native American costume or even a cowboy costume, which is, I think is overly done and not very original. Okay. I mean, what about
Right.
something emblematic of the state of Pennsylvania? It could be
Oh,
like a landmark, maybe, or was it the was it that bell? Was it the Liberty Bell or something?
Liberty Bell. Yep.
Liberty
Liberty
Bell.
Bell.
Yeah, you can make a costume out of
Right
that.
outside my office.
Wonderful. Last question, Kaja. Why
Roll.
should you be Mr. America Global 2025?
Thank you for that. I should be Mr. America Global 2025, um, based on not just this year's slogan, empowering ourselves to empower others, but it's been my lifelong journey, from home to the military to nonprofit work to my political advocacy, and now to still being in federal service and now representing Pennsylvania. Um, I think the diversity of my experiences and my passion uh, show through my body of work, and it'll continue to show through next month. Um, but I think that's what's so far. While we do have great guys that are representing their states, but it sets me apart um, from the other guys that I've seen. But I think we all bring something different. But I do believe that's why I should be Mister America Global 2025.
Bravo. Good one. Good one. Well, as you know, the pageant finals is scheduled for August 23rd in Washington,
Yes.
D.C. You don't have to travel that far because you can actually drive, right?
Yeah. I
Instead
might
of
hop on the
talking.
train, but I might drive. Yeah.
Oh, take the
Yep.
train. It's more fun. Take
Yes.
Amtrak or one of those
Yes.
speed trains. They're more
Amtrak.
fun. Yeah. So
Yes.
you can
That's
relax. You know what I mean? So yeah, that'd be
yes.
wonderful. Yeah.
So I don't have
Awesome.
to drive back. Yes, I can sleep. I told you I like sleeping food. Get a snack. Um,
Yes.
First thing I do when the competition's over, I'm getting a burger. I'm getting the biggest cheeseburger. Maybe a donut from Krispy Kreme. Yes,
Well, see,
laying back.
also when you travel on the train, you can practice your catwalk on the aisle.
Yeah.
Say, "Well,
Sir, sit down.
honey, people, look at me. This is the way I walk. Okay, this is how I'm going to win
Right.
Mr. Very Global." Have
So
you been
funny.
practicing your walk?
I have. I
You
have.
have.
I have. I've
Okay.
been practicing. There's. I've watched other global competitions for Mr. Global throughout the years, and I've seen things that I like from others that I might incorporate into mine.
That's wonderful. So you have your own signature, the Kadja
Yeah.
walk, so to speak.
Yeah. Yes.
That's well, I can't wait to see it. A lot of people are looking
Yeah.
forward to it. So I'm
Oh,
glad.
thank you.
That's
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank
Oh,
you.
John says 4 years ago, Mr. America Global wore a Native American costume. Really? I didn't know that. Was it nice? Was it good? Was it politically correct at least?
I didn't
Just
see it.
well, unless that representative considered himself as a Native American, then probably fine. It was okay. But it is what it is. Who knows? All right. All right. That is the end of our questions. Now let's have some fun and let's play some games. Kaja, are you in? Because I'm in.
Yes.
Three games. Game number one is called This or That. So I name two things and you tell me which you prefer. Simple. Okay.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Ooh, tea.
Tea. Do you put
Tea.
lemon in your tea or sugar?
I do lemon and honey.
Lemon honey. Good one. Wine or beer?
Wine.
Wine. Red,
My military bro is gonna be mad I didn't say beer. I'm going with wine.
wine. Yeah, when I think of beer, I think of like beer bellies. I don't know why,
Too
but
many
that's
carbs. Too many carbs in beer.
exactly too many carbs, not good for you. Boxers or briefs?
Briefs
Sexy.
or boxer briefs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Depends on your mood.
Yeah.
Taxi or Uber?
Uber. Only
Uber
because
all the way.
yes. So now I don't have to worry about them splashing me riding by with my thumb out. They just come to me. If I need it, I get it. Pick it up. Boop
Exactly.
boop boop.
Exactly. Although I have to say though, when I'm in when every time I visit New York City, sometimes I take the taxi, the yellow cab, because again, it's part of the New York City culture, and it's a dying industry, and New York taxi drivers could use some help. Okay, with their
Yeah.
work. Good one. TikTok or YouTube?
Oh, this one. I knew this one was gonna get me. Ah. As a millennial, I'm feel inclined to say YouTube, but TikTok videos are getting longer. So if I want to look at something to stimulate me for 60 seconds, because now that's like the processing speed, what people can like listen to before they tune out. But TikToks can go for minutes now. I think I listened to like a 4 minute TikTok the other day. So I'm leaning towards TikTok, hoping that they make their videos longer,
Yes.
longer.
Yeah.
So TikTok.
TikTok. Even
So,
though some people think it's a Chinese spyware, people are using it. Even government officials are using TikTok. So I don't know what they're talking about being a Chinese spyware, okay? I love it. I love TikTok. Uh, big party or small gathering?
ooh, hmm. I like a small, intimate gathering with all the important people. Everyone that the people that matter the most. A nice, intimate gathering can feel like a big party if the right people are there. See?
Exactly. Exactly. Wonderful. Dog or cat? Hesitation?
Both, both.
Both.
'Cause I have two cats and a dog.
Oh,
Cats.
you have
Yeah,
cats.
I
I
would
know.
say cats. The cats they run the house.
Oh, okay. That's cool. What is John saying? Pork roll or Taylor ham? What's a Taylor
Pork
ham?
roll. Pork roll.
Pork roll.
It's called pork roll. You got to come up to the Northeast. You come up here, I'll give you some pork roll. I'll get you a pork roll, egg and cheese if you eat. I'm telling you, it's a staple.
I've never heard of a Taylor ham. What the hell is a Taylor ham? I wouldn't care
It's
because
a
I'm vegan anyway, so I don't eat that shit. Sorry. Sorry to break your hearts, people. All right. All right. Game number two. Name your favorites. What is your favorite music?
my favorite genre of music. Oh, I would say I like ballads, regardless of the
Ballad?
genre. I like slow songs. I do love slow songs.
Who is your favorite like ballad or rhythm and blues singer? Anything in mind?
Ooh, does Mariah Carey count? I don't know if she's pop
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
R&B, Mariah Carey.
because many of her songs have actually hit number one in rhythm and blues category
Yeah,
and ballads. Yeah.
Mariah Carey.
I still have to see her in concert. I'm dying to see her.
You know, I have to go for Christmas. I haven't gone to because she's always up here for Christmas. I need to go for Christmas.
I haven't seen J-Lo play. I haven't seen Madonna play. Every time Madonna in Boston is in Boston, I always miss her. I don't know why.
Oh,
Yeah, but the other day I was watching her concert in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. It was amazing.
yeah.
I mean, this bitch, she's like what, 67 or something? God, she can still dance. She can still move. My God, she
Yeah,
works like every day.
yeah. If you don't, what's the saying go? If you don't use it,
Uh-huh.
you'll lose it, or something like that.
And her boyfriend is like what, 26 or something?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? She deserves it. She deserves nothing but the best. She's the queen. Who is your favorite actor?
Ooh, actor. Boom, 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 boom. That's hard. It's a hard one. Ah, probably Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt?
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
He's handsome. Yeah. He never ages for some reason. He still looks so youthful. Him, George Clooney, Denzel Washington, Tom Cruise. I mean, they're all in their mature years, but they still look goddamn good. I don't know what. Must be something in the water that they're drinking. I want the water that they're drinking. Amazing. Now, who is your favorite? What is your favorite movie?
Ooh, you know, I knew this one was going to come up, and it's so hard. I would say the oh, I like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button with
Of
Brad
course,
Pitt.
with Brad Pitt, yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very good movie. I had another one that was tied. I like The Illusionist as well, with Jessica Biel and all of them. It's a really good movie.
Do you like horror movies? Like ghost stories?
I like the idea of horror movies, but then if it's too gory, I got to check out. You know, my partner can take the gore. I can't take the gore. Um, you know,
So
a little jump scare is nice every now and then.
you've never seen like slasher movies like Halloween or Friday Night or something? No, Halloween. You
Oh
ever seen
no,
Halloween?
I have seen them. I've seen them. Yes, I've seen the
Okay,
Halloween. Most of the movies for
one
Halloween, like
scary movie that I
horror movies.
recommend if
Yeah,
you haven't seen it
but the
is
gore is just something.
there's no gore. The Omen. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a classic horror movie, The Omen. Yeah, it's about this little boy that's possessed by the devil and whatnot. And there's Omen 2 as well. Damien. Go see it. When I saw the first one, oh my God, I couldn't go to bed. I couldn't sleep. Damn. Because I was so scared. Anyway, good movie. What is your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Ooh, favorite non-alcoholic drink, probably sweet tea. But now I'm going towards a more sugar-free substitute. So like sweet tea, basically. I like sweet tea, southern sweet tea.
All right, good one. Now, I know what you're going to say, but what is your favorite color? Blue?
You know, I have two, it's blue and black. I'm
Blue and
very
black? Okay.
minimalist when it comes to, yeah, blue, black, gray, very basic. I think in the photo I'm wearing blue, black, and gray, and blue today.
Well, see, okay, the picture right here, where you're wearing a suit, I actually
Yeah,
um I actually did an artificial intelligence generated edition of this photo, and it gave me a full black and blue outfit. So should I use
really.
the original one or should I use the AI edition? But finally I decided to use this one, the original one, because it's more it's more expressive.
Yeah,
It's more unique,
yeah.
yeah, than the AI. I mean,
Oh,
AI is good, but this one I like it better. All right, so blue and black. Love it. Now, what is your favorite book
hmm.
besides the
Is it
Bible?
here? It's not here. Yeah. See, my grandmother was about to be so proud.
Right?
Um, yeah, that's a tough one. I actually was going to say the Bible. See, you didn't say I couldn't say that. didn't say that. I think I have a book on my desk. Where did I put it? I have a
Okay,
book
look, you're looking at
here.
your bookshelf, your books.
Yeah, I have a book here that I just bought. Um, and it's like a men's development book. I believe it's called As a Man I Thinketh. But it's a new book. I actually saw an ad on TikTok and I bought it.
Okay.
But it's so far so good.
You don't
It's
remember the
supposed to be in
title?
my office somewhere. Someone probably came in here in my office and snatched it
Your
up.
partner stole it.
Yeah.
One of your cats probably ran away with it. Oh, that's funny. Comment from John is asking all these questions. Has anyone ever told you that you look like someone famous? I'm trying to think of somebody famous whom I look like. I can't think of anything because your face is unique.
Oh, thank you. I did. When I was younger, I used to get Usher. And then when I was in my teenage years, I got Pharrell. But nothing really, not
Maybe
now.
okay, maybe Terrell, yes. If you were skinnier and you wore just funny looking hats, maybe you look like Terrell and Bermuda shorts or whatever and sneakers, then maybe you and you sing, get happy, then you probably look like Terrell. But I don't see Usher at all. No, no. So I hope that answers your question, John. He says, wait, for real? Yeah, for real. All right, game number three. Would you
Yes.
rather, Kaja, would you rather have the ability to talk to animals or become an animal?
Hmm. Talk to animals. I would like to talk to animals
Like
over
Dr.
becoming an
like
animal.
Dr. Doolittle, talk to
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah. Or Snow White. Yeah.
Snow White and the birds, preach the beards. Would you rather be born again in the same country or a different one of your choosing?
That's a difficult question. I think I would still like to be born here, but I'd like to have the resources to go to other countries to learn. I still would like to be born here.
And what country would that be? Just curious.
The United States of America.
There you go. Bravo. The best country in the world.
Yeah, the United States of America.
Totally.
With the resources to travel, if I could just travel and, learn all the other cultures, that'd be awesome.
Of course. Would you rather get stuck in an elevator or get stuck in traffic?
Traffic, hands
Ah.
down. Traffic, if I get stuck in an elevator, I might pass out. Depending
And you
on how
don't know.
long I was stuck.
Exactly.
How high
Exactly.
am I up? Can I, Tom Cruise it out? Mission Impossible, my legs on the wall. You know,
Whereas if you get stuck in traffic, hopefully you have enough gas in your tank, but
see,
you can listen to all sorts of music, you relax, read a book, maybe do some work in your laptop or whatever, where you're stuck. So yeah, you're more productive. Would you rather eat a bowl of fried grasshoppers or a bowl of bat soup?
grasshoppers for the win. Sprinkle a little salt on it. I'll be fine. Like chips.
Have you tried them? Have you tried eating them?
No, no, I haven't tried them. But I mean, if it's fried, can't be too bad.
Well, I think if you go like some parts of Asia, like Thailand, Vietnam, they do eat like bugs, like fried bugs, and some people claim this is very healthy. It's like it's the food for the
Protein.
world because it's so much protein. Yeah, exactly. But you would never see me eat any of those. Ugh, yuck. Now, would you rather take a vow of celibacy or a vow of silence? Woo!
It would have to be celibacy. I'm such a natural out, big mouth. And I like to fight for people. I can't do that if I take a vow of silence.
Well, listen, if you want to be a national title holder, you cannot be silent.
Yeah,
Again, it's part of your advocacy to promote, your causes and whatnot. So you cannot do that when you're silent. All right. Duh. Hello, people.
yeah.
It's only logical. Last one. Would you rather switch bodies with Donald Trump or with Vladimir Putin?
I have to answer
You don't have
neither.
those are
My
no,
time
you
on
have to
Earth.
pick one. You have to pick
Uh,
one.
I mean, if I have to pick one, I'd have to pick DT. At least I know what I'm getting. I don't know too much about Putin. I don't know anything. I'm not as well versed in Vladimir. I'd have to pick Donald.
All right.
It's Mr. Trump.
Yes. Even though a lot of people don't like him, but also a lot of people like him. So it's balance. Again, left and right. American Eagle, balance, flying, balance, harmony.
True.
Well, that ends our interview for today. Listen, you have been an amazing, amazing interviewee. I sense that you're
Oh,
very
thank you. You
humble.
too.
You're just beautiful inside and out. I mean, that I can say. There's a
Awesome.
certain aura. I can see the aura of you right now. This
Oh,
beautiful,
stop. Thank you.
like ethereal aura. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe from your godmother, your father, maybe, who knows? Okay. But it's just you're coming across as somebody who's like very beautiful inside and out. And I think, if you win Mr. America Global, I would be very, very happy, very, very delighted. And I'm sure the whole country will be very proud of you representing the good old USA on the international stage. Now, before I let you go, is there a message that you would like to convey to the viewers, to your followers, to your family and friends who are supporting you?
Oh, yeah. If you're available, come on out to DC August 23rd to the finale show night. More details are soon to follow on how to, obtain your tickets. But for those of you who can't make it, and for those of you who just may be watching, um, shoot for the stars. Write down everything that you want to do. Write your goals down. And it's not a marathon, I mean, it's not a race, it's a marathon. Excuse me. It's not a race, it's a marathon. Attain your goals, checking them off one by one. And anything you want to do, you can do.
Hashtag don't procrastinate. Okay.
Right. Right.
Never procrastinate. Listen, once this video is up on my YouTube channel, I'm going to tag you, and also I'm going to include your Instagram social media page account so people can follow you in your journey to Mr. America Global 2025. Critical Beauty viewers, people, thank you so much for watching this
Thank you.
show. Please follow Kadja to his journey to Mr. America Global 2025. He's an amazing person. He's an amazing guy. And to me, his perfection. What else can I say? Okay.
Oh, stop. Thank you. I appreciate it. You've been an awesome host as well.
Thank you. Good luck. And hopefully this is not the end of our interview. We're going to talk to each other again soon. Hopefully
Yes.
after when you win. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll see you soon. Good luck,
Thank you so
by the
much.
way.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. All
Have a
right.
good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.